Hi, I am your Tally Guru Abhijit Joshi, and this is Skilled Prime User, a unique course designed to train you on the use of Tally Prime. From this video lesson onward, we will begin a case study titled Progressive Computer Systems. We will create the company in Tally Prime and start entering transactions. The company Progressive Computer Systems was incorporated in the financial year 23-24. We wish to start entering transactions for the financial year 24-25. To do so, we'll first need the closing balances of the financial year 23-24, so that we can enter them as opening balances for 24-25. In this video lesson, we will create the ledgers and enter their respective opening balances. We will now double-click the Tally Prime icon on the desktop to launch the software. The company named Maya Garments has automatically been loaded and is now the active company. To shut the company, we will press the key combination Ctrl F3 and then enter. We will now select the Create Company option. Then we will press backspace and type the path where we wish to store the company data. C:/. Enter. We will select Tally Data. Enter. Then your name. Enter. Now the path is shown, we will press Enter. The path is now selected. C:/Tally Data /Abhijit. In the company name, we will type Progressive Computer Systems. We will leave the address blank. You may enter the address of the company. I will go forward and select the state. Maharashtra. I will keep the financial year 1st April 24. It is appearing here by default. You may have to type it. And then accept to create the company. We will keep all the default features as they are. But for goods and services tax, we will set the option to no. And then accept the features. Our company Progressive Computer System is now created. On the page number 68 of the Practical Handbook, the closing balances on 31st March 2024 have been given. So these are closing balances of the financial year April 2023 to March 2024. In this report, we can see a list of ledgers along with their closing balances, which we will now enter as opening balances in our company. From Gateway of Tally, we will select Create and then Ledger. We will now enter the name of ledgers and their closing balances. First one is Vijay Chauhan. He is the owner of the company, so we will group it under capital account. In the last field of the form, we can see opening balances on 1st April. This will be the closing balance of 31st March 2024. We will now type the balance 1,54,450 and then press Enter. The closing balance is credit. Since the company has to pay back to Vijay Chauhan, closing balances of liabilities are credit. We will now press Enter and then accept to create the ledger. The next ledger is of Suhasini Chauhan. She is the mother of Vijay Chauhan. Vijay has taken loan from his mother. So we will group this under unsecured loans. Loans from friends and relatives are grouped under unsecured loans. We will now type the balance amount 15,000. The closing balance is credit. This is because the money taken from Suhasini Chauhan has to be returned. It is a liability. Closing balances of liabilities are credit. Now we'll accept to create the ledger. The next ledger is of our supplier Mac Computers. We group our suppliers under sundry creditors. We will now come to the last field and enter the closing balance. 5,000 enter. This balance is also credit. This is because we have to pay Mac Computers. And that too is our liability. We will now press Enter. On pressing Enter, we can enter the breakup of the balance amount according to the pending bills. The first pending bill is of 2nd March 2024. The pending invoice number is MC23-24/3210. There is only one pending invoice, so we will press Enter. We will now come back to the ledger creation screen and accept to create the ledger. These were the liability ledgers. Now we will enter the assets. The first one is computers. Computers and other machines are our fixed assets. We will select the group and press enter. We will then enter the closing balance 49,000. The moment we press enter, Tally will automatically show debit. Closing balances of assets are debit. We will accept to create the ledger. We will type the name of the next asset, that is furniture, fixtures and equipment. This will also be grouped under fixed asset. This year's opening balance is 23,000. This will also be debit. We will then accept to create the ledger. Next ledger is of our customer Evergreen Accessories. We group our customers under sundry debtors. Now, at the end of the form, we will enter last year's closing balance 4,000 debit. Sundry debtors are grouped under current assets, which include items like cash, bank, and receivables. These are the assets whose balances change frequently through the year. In contrast, fixed assets such as buildings and machinery are used over a longer period and do not typically change throughout the year. Their balances are adjusted only at the end of the year when depreciation is calculated. We had sold some goods to Evergreen Accessories last year, and the closing balance is pending against our invoices. On pressing enter here, we can give the bill-wise details. There is one pending bill which we gave to our customer on 2nd of March 2024. And this was the bill number. Amount 4,000 debit. We will now accept to create the ledger. The next ledger is again of a customer, Sparkle Peripherals under sundry debtors, and the closing balance is 11,000 debit. The outstanding is against two pending bills. The first one is on 1st March. And this is the bill number. The balance amount against this invoice is 6,000. The second pending bill is on 31st March 2024. This is the second invoice number. And the balance amount is 5,000. So 6,000 plus 5,000 is 11,000. We will now accept the bill-wise details and then accept to create the ledger. We will now type the name of the next ledger, that is cash. On pressing enter, we encounter an error. This happens because the cash ledger is automatically created when the company is set up, and Tally does not allow duplicate ledgers with the same name. Now, to enter the opening balance of cash, we will need to alter the existing cash ledger. To do so, from Gateway of Tally, we will select Alter, then Ledger, and then the cash ledger. We will now enter the closing balance of 22,000. Since it is a current asset, the closing balance will be recorded as a debit. We will accept to alter the ledger. We will now keep on pressing the escape key to come back to the Gateway of Tally. The next ledger which we wish to create is of ICICI Bank. We will type ICICI Bank account. From the list of groups, we will select bank accounts. We will now click on the field Closing Balance to move directly to it. We'll type the closing balance 14,450 debit. As discussed earlier, bank accounts are grouped under current assets. Debit balance means our money is with the bank. We will now accept to create the ledger. The right top of this form shows the total of debit and credit balances. Now you can see that there is a difference of 51,000 credit. The credit balance is 51,000 more than the debit balance. This means that some closing balances on the debit side have not been entered. We will now keep on pressing escape to come back to Gateway of Tally and check the balance sheet. Here, we can see that the difference in the opening balance appears on the asset side. This is because we haven't yet entered the value of our closing stock from the previous year. Since closing stock is a current asset, it needs to be included to balance the opening figures for the new financial year. The value of closing stock is simply the quantity of goods remaining in our warehouse or stores at the end of the previous year multiplied by the respective rates. This amount represents the total worth of unsold inventory and is treated as a current asset in the balance sheet. For this, we will have to create units and stock items and enter the quantity and rate of our closing stock. We will be entering these details in the next video lesson. To view the video lesson, you will have to scan the QR code given on page number 70 of the practical handbook. Thank you.